I like to sing, dance, pretend, and I like to have fun.
Someone was suspected of being responsible, but it was all hushed up.
Okay, so I'm watching all these new shows where people are live streaming their stuff out, and I can't tell you how many of them start off with the hosts at the beginning of the show, like, "All right, guys, I just started the stream, so I'm gonna tweet it out, and I'm gonna share this. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna share, and I'm gonna make sure you guys join us too. I'm gonna wait till some people come on board and start watching so that we can have some answers for them and we can see what's going on. I'm gonna go make some coffee right now. You guys can build up the numbers while I do whatever I'm gonna do."
So they really believe that people are just...
And then they just leave, you know. And then they go and they do their thing, and you hear them off in the corner. Clink, 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 clink. Like, things are going on. Clink, 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 clink. And then they come back and like, "Oh, you know, let's see. Have we gotten the numbers up? Hey, guys, I asked you to share the link while I was gone, and we grew a little bit, but I don't want to start the show and give out our very important information until we have enough people watching, because I'm sick of you guys joining late and not saying what's going on." It's this new thing that happens where people actually care how many people are watching live at that second so that they can respond back.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that's what this medium is. It's all about those live hits.
Yeah.
And how many eyeballs are on it.
I guess that matters somehow now more than it did before for some reason.
Sure.
I don't know.
No, we used to strive for hits.
Yeah, overall, like how many people watched it on all the different platforms?
Even if it's just 30 seconds of it, just the fact that they clicked on it and they were we held their attention for a modicum of their time. And now it's all about the live eyeballs.
So, I don't know. Okay, I want to give a couple of shout-outs as we start at the top of our show. Our friend who's been joining us on the air the last couple of weeks, Mr. Carl Kozlowski, is not able to join us as they have the pneumonia going around their office at his real job, and stay home because I don't need that from you. Look, you're not good enough to come on the air and possibly bring me pneumonia.
Does he have it himself?
He went to the doctors to find out, so I don't know yet. Do you think are you going to be able to get yourself on the air with us today? Are you turning that camera around because you may be able to get you joining us on?
Maybe. I was going to give it a try.
Am I calling it too early?
No, well, I was going to give it a try here. I was actually just kind of cleaning off the lens.
Oh, trying to make it better. Yeah. So we have some technical limitations here, but we're trying to expand through our show right now. I think we're expanding we've gone to multiple live stream platforms. We are now on Zeno.tv and we are on Z420. So I have this joining me at the table here now. The world's tiniest pipe. I can. Look, I didn't know I was going to be on this network today. Next week I'm going to bring out something big and long, baby. It's going to be like a huge 6-footer. I'm going to need someone down at the base of it. Just trying to prove a point that I'm able to like take that straight to the lungs here on Z420. But for today, I just got this little guy. So, hello, little guy. Well, we'll put you into action when we go to our commercial break.
Sure.
And that'll give us a chance to participate.
Let's see if this works.
Enjoy.
There it is. I've got it.
Whoa!
Hey,
there he is. He's back.
I'm back.
That's great, man.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, we may have to figure out how to adjust exactly where you're sitting.
I noticed the lighting behind is pretty bad. We're gonna have to let's see something here.
Sure. Hey, this is live TV, folks. This is the future. This is what people want. People want to see how this stuff comes together and how life actually happens. You can actually see right now before you pull it up, right? So.
Well, I mean, this is I'm trying different things to see if we can get the lights out of the way, but it's just gonna we'll get it figured out.
It is what it is.
It is what it is indeed.
Sure. See, we're here on the last day. This is May 31st.
May 31st,
2017. We just had Memorial Day weekend. Did you do anything special for the weekend?
Nothing special. Spent a little time doing some moving. I mean, moved out of a storage location that I had because it's actually I'm not using as much of it as I was, and I got a better deal to store it where I'm currently residing in the garage out there, and saving myself some money that way.
That's nice.
Yes,
and it's enough space to take all your old stuff. So
yes, and
is it enough space to take a couple extra things?
In a couple of weeks, 'cause we're
Right.
going to be doing a garage sale, and I'm going to be going through and figuring out what it is I can get rid of. Because I don't need everything that I've got. There are certain pieces of furniture that I will hold on to, just because. But for the most part, I'm going to try and get rid of as much as I can. I've already sold.
Like I say this, man, you have an excellent place for a yard sale. I bet you're going to get a shit ton of traffic that stops there.
Yes.
Because you are on a very, very busy street.
Yes, right on that corner. And yes.
So here's my advice. Charge exorbitant prices and wait it out. Because you have a lot of people, man. People who are on like streets that don't have a lot of people coming by, they have to charge very little.
You're right.
They're not going to get a lot of people. But you're going to have a shit ton of people. And people are dumb and desperate to buy things. Like, there's shut-ins who don't barely leave their block. And,
Yep.
and look, I know the neighborhood you live in. There are some people there who are like, probably shut-ins. They don't leave that block.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm not trying to put down where you live. I'm just
No,
trying to
it's
say
quite all right. The
that
neighborhood I'm in
I think
is-
you could bilk some people around there for some extra cash because of desperation and the somewhat squalor conditions that they live in.
Right, and the stuff that I have is much nicer than
That's
anything
right.
they've got.
That's
so,
right. I've seen your stuff. I remember what was in that unit, man. So
Yep.
like,
so
bilk them and bilk them good.
that's the. It's not the plan, but I'm gonna make what I can.
I
Put it
see
that
the
way.
owner down there turning us down in the lobby.
Is it too loud?
I don't know. He only has so much truth here on. Hey, Mike, how you doing? Yeah, we love Mike.
We do.
Mr. Zinna, the namesake here on Zinna.tv.
The name that shall stand the test of time.
I mean, come at us, bro. It's not going to happen. See, for me, what I do this weekend,
Yes.
I got to make a movie over the weekend.
Okay.
I told you that I got cast in something, but
Sure.
I kind of told you nothing about it, right?
Nothing at all.
So I got contacted by an old school chum of ours,
Okay.
Mr. Dan Kuntz, who got himself involved in a contest where he has 2 weeks to make a movie, and asked me if I would come in and do a role in it.
Sweet.
So
Well, he's done this kind of stuff before, as I recall.
Yes.
I've seen him post stuff. So
and he's always been a creative person. I remember back in 7th and 8th grade and thinking to myself, "Oh man, I want to be involved in some of this guy's wild ideas and stuff." So
Sure.
it was cool to get asked to go and do that. So I got asked to play a character. The character's name is Lucky Pierre. He is a French mime assassin
French mime. So you had to put on the mime makeup and everything, huh?
who only has his gimmick is that he has one of everything that you're supposed to have two of. So I only had one leg. So I had a peg leg. So I'm standing around on a peg leg.
Right.
And I only had one hand.
So you had a
I
hook
had
hand.
a hook hand. I only had one eye. So I had an eye patch. And I was a knife expert who was going to like throw a knife and take down our person. Or something
Assassinate
along those
somebody.
lines. Something along those lines. I don't want to give away the entire plot. And when it comes down to it, this is about 10 seconds of a much bigger project. So I'm not blowing anything at all. And I've actually invited Dan to come on next week and talk about the project, because if you're here in the Los Angeles area, you can see a live screening of it next June 9th. And you'll be able to tune in here next week to actually find out how to get tickets and how to go to it and stuff. But that was really fun, man. But I'll tell you this much. My weekend before that was not very good.
I'm sorry to hear that part.
I was not feeling good. I ended up back in the hospital because, you know what, man?
Hospital?
I'm fucking unrealistic in what I can do, I guess. I don't know. And I ended up back in the hospital. And then, like, the next day, I'm literally out there in the sun, standing around on a fucking peg leg, like, trying to keep my balance as I flip from, like, one direction to the other. And I'm trying to figure out how to stand on a peg leg and turn myself around and plant on the peg leg. But, you know, it was one of the dumbest things that I've ever just said, yeah, sure, I could probably do that.
Sure, I could probably
I
do
could
that.
probably do that. It took us a long time to figure out how to actually shoot what the director had thought was going to be a relatively easy idea. But I'm a fucking bounce back guy, man. Like,
Yep.
sure, I'll be in the hospital the day before. but I'll be out there the next day, literally one hand, one leg, one eye, sharp knives in my hand, trying to figure out how to flip around to be able to get this shot to make it look like I'm a Lieutenant Dan, like I got that one leg all taken off. Acting, man. What I will do for my craft.
For your craft.
Well,
macaroni and cheese.
Sure, I did this from a guy who has zero IMDb credits. Look, I could go in and I could make up a 10-year career of us on the radio and put my co-stars as Cheech and Chong and Carlos Mencia and big names, Brant Thoman. I mean, huge names. But I don't actually have any credits on anything. So
right.
So I guess this will be maybe an official first credit.
Maybe.
I don't know. Okay, so look, we're gonna go to a commercial break, and I said that I have about what do I got? About 2.5 minutes. So what are we gonna show an ad for as we go to commercial right now?
This is the Sound Barrier promo.
Oh, great. So this is them on the Ultimate Jam Night?
Yes.
Great. So this is a show that we produce here on Zena.tv. It's Ultimate Jam Night live from the Whiskey. And you can catch it every Tuesday live, pretty late in the evening. This is your nighttime entertainment for nights. And
Pacific Standard Time, or Pacific Daylight Time right now.
Yeah, so 10 p.m. So it's pretty late. But and then you can actually go back and watch it. Like you can go on there right now, and you can watch a dope tribute that we just did to Chris Cornell. We have the original lineup for the band Living Colour come through, and they do a incredible rendition of Blow Up the Outside World, and you can find that right now here on Zena.tv. You should go do that. I'm going to go make sure this pipe works because the guy that sold it to me doesn't look very trustworthy. But we're here on Z420.tv. We're here on Zena.tv. We're on Facebook. We're all over the place. So we'll be back in 2 minutes, and we're going to do some holidays. So come on back.
An immersive rock and roll show, Ultimate Jam Night, which everybody needs to go to every single Tuesday at the Whiskey A Go-Go. Chuck Wright! How did the Ultimate Jam Night come about? Was that your brainchild?
Yes, it was.
What were you thinking?
Yeah, exactly. I created a monster. Really about a social gathering, and that's what this is about. It's about rebuilding the community of musicians again, because all the clubs are closing, the DJs have taken over, DJs can't jam. I actually have a killer house band with Matt Starr.
Well, yeah, you do.
Well, Matt Starr from Mr. Big, who helps organize the thing, and Mitch Perry from Edgar Winter Group, and we just brought on Walter Eno from Survivor, and having Pauly Z singing. We put other players with us, but we also combinations of players that have never played together before, like Nuno Betancourt from Extreme and Billy Sheehan from Mr. Big, have never played together before, and they're up there just shredding off of each other. We moved over to the Whiskey A Go-Go, legendary venue, the only one in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, where I cut my teeth in Hollywood myself, playing there. I was the guy putting up the posters for the shows on all the poles when you drive up Laurel Canyon when I was a kid. Yeah, I started here. The concept for this jam night was beyond just having the best musicians in LA play. I wanted to create a rock and roll circus. Organizing 40 to 70 musicians a week, and I'm losing my mind!
How rock star is that?
Yeah.
Some classy music here on Z420, on
Zena.tv,
on Facebook.com. Overall, though, you're on Grand Theft Audio, and my name is Jake Belcher.
And I'm Brant Thoman.
Yeah, let's show you on the screen, man.
Yeah, just a second. Here we go.
So
There I am.
I also wanted to give proof that we're not just pretending that we smoke weed on this show. So I'm gonna walk up to one of these cameras, man.
Sure.
And show that I just smoked this outside.
There it is.
See, it's been burnt. That was a crispy green bowl just 2 minutes ago, but now it's got fire.
Yeah. It's been sparked appropriately.
Yeah. So that's proof that we belong here on Z420.tv.
Indeed.
All right. Okay, what do we love doing here? We love doing holidays. But something that happens here is we get guests that come in, and God, they take up so much time with their personal stories and their lives, and they tell us, oh, I wanted to become a comedian, so I did this, or oh, I wanted to become a musician, so I did that, and we have to sit there and be like, oh, fuck, man, Woo! Look, I want nonsense, and like the things that I want to talk about. So that's holidays, the randomness of life and what they bring us. Tomorrow is June 1st, so I want to kick off with some of the most important things that we should be celebrating here in June. Are you cool with this idea, Brant?
Sure.
Great. We're going to start off with, this is African American Music Appreciation. It's also Black Music Month. I think they're pretty much the same thing, and you can probably celebrate in much the same way. But I think this is probably a good holiday, African American Music Appreciation. Do you have a particular favorite African American music?
Not off the top of my head, no.
Yeah. I mean, do you like rap? Do you like?
Sure, but is that
a favorite? Is a hard one to call out.
Right? And you say a tradition. I mean, traditional African American. Is that?
I don't know. It doesn't say traditional. It just says African American Music Appreciation, African American Music Appreciation, and Black Music Month. And they seem like they're pretty similar.
Yeah, they do.
Nothing in there says traditional. A lot of these things are like the same thing. Like this is Adopt a Cat Month, but it's also Adopt a Shelter Cat Month.
Mm-hmm.
So you can celebrate one without celebrating the other.
Okay, here's what it is. Yes. African American Music Appreciation Month is an annual celebration of African American music in the United States.
Yeah.
It was initiated as Black Music Month by President Jimmy Carter, who on June 7th...
Carter did this?
Carter, back in June 7, 1979, decreed that June would be a month of black music. Similar presidential proclamations have made annually since then. In 2009, the commemoration was given its current name by President Barack Obama.
Well, he changed it?
Yes, in 2009. To African American Music Appreciation Month. In his 2016 proclamation, Obama noted that African American music and musicians have helped the country to dance, to express our faith through song, to march against injustice, and to defend our country's enduring promise of freedom and opportunity for all.
If Donald Trump renamed it, what do you think he would rename it?
I don't even want to think what he would call it.
Oh, yeah. Darky Town Tunes.
Covfefe music.
The Covfefe movie?
Covfefe music?
This has happened right before we hit the air today, Covfefe, which is some crazy word that Donald Trump tweeted out in the middle of the night.
Middle of the night.
That now Hillary Clinton has gone out today, and she says that Covfefe is a secret message to the Russians.
Oh, of course it is.
Because everything's about the Russians. You people are fucking lunatics. Like, look, Donald Trump is not that great. I mean, he's pretty good. But he's not perfect, okay? Like, no one's perfect. But, like, you actually have something here that he looks like a real dumbass, and there's no reason for it. He should have, not hit send on this tweet. Okay, I get it. But to now try to say that this is a secret message from the Russians is just fucking lunacy. All right, Brant. I chose this one because I know that this is something that you partake in.
Okay.
Or have in the past. It is Audiobook Appreciation Month.
Sure.
I know you're a big fan of those.
I love the audiobooks.
Do you have a particular favorite audiobook?
No, I think the one I had the fondest memory of was East of Eden by Steinbeck. It was the unabridged version, and that's it's a very big book. Mm-hmm. And so
unabridged for people who are it's not geniuses like Trump.
Sure. It's a cut down abridged version is a cut down version of the book.
They cut out a bunch of the yakety yak talk back.
The stuff that you really don't, that isn't essential to the story.
The beautiful dragon. You can just say the dragon.
Right. Exactly, but the unabridged version is
The
every
Beautiful
word
Dragon.
is every word in its entirety, and it took me over a month to just because it's the type of thing you do have to listen to, and at that time it was all on CD. Where was the CD player I used the most? In my car.
Mm-hmm.
So on any kind of trip, even if 20 to 30 minutes, it would be in there playing, and then I would start back up whenever it was
Now,
time
I've
to drive.
driven with you. How much of these books have a chapter in the middle out of nowhere that says, "Hey, you fucking asshole!"
Right.
I bring this up because Brant is remember those old Goofy cartoons where Goofy would be totally normal, walking to the car and everything is fine, walking to the car. Then you get behind the engine, you turn it on, and he's like, "I'm a fucking madman." Is that accurate?
Yes.
Yeah. So I imagine many of your books have just random chapters.
Right.
That's I would have a hard time listening in the car, but I have enjoyed sitting around and listening to like the Timothy Zahn Star Wars books. Too lazy to even read the Star Wars book. I had to listen to it read to me. Okay, look, let's read. I want to give you the stat. I just heard this about college graduates in America, and this blew my fucking mind.
Okay.
85%. 85. That's 15 less than 100%. 85% of the people who graduate from college never read a book again in their lives.
I would believe that.
they get to they get the education inside of them that they think they need for the job that they do, and intellectual curiosity, which never existed in them in the first place. They were going to it for schooling and for a fucking career, falls out of them, and they never bother reading another book again in their lives. That's very sad.
It is sad.
All right, this is Country Cooking Month. Do you have a favorite country cooking dish?
You know what? Some like homemade fried chicken.
Yeah.
I mean, where it's, love that chicken from Popeyes. I don't. But when somebody who really knows what they're doing and just fries that up fresh and crispy and wonderful, that to me that's good cooking right there.
I'm a huge fan of the Hush Puppy.
Oh yes,
The Hush Puppy.
absolutely. I agree with you on that too.
I will. I'll even pretend that I like something else that sucks if you give me some Hush Puppies. Totally into that. This is Pride Month, big month. Not necessarily for us, but I remember in our lives when this became something like June is like Black History Month, like
February,
but for like gay people, like
right.
It's Pride Month.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of events that go on and a lot of parades, and I guess there's
a lot of rainbow flags flying freely over the next month, starting tomorrow.
That comes around, man. Let's see. This is also incidentally International Men's Month. I'm sure they're separated in separate ways.
Sure.
Let's see. We've got National Bathroom Reading Month. What's the best thing to read in the bathroom?
Any kind of magazine.
Magazines
short articles that it doesn't have to be short, but something that you can spend a few moments reading to finish off what you got to do, and then it goes off to the side for reading to be finished up later.
Sure, a little short book like short stories could be nice.
Sure,
like some type of Reader's Digest was.
Yes, absolutely.
Many 12 seconds of glory have been spent with the Reader's Digest. Brant, will you explain the 12 seconds?
The 12 seconds?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So scientists have done a study, and they have found that no matter the size of the animal, so from whatever size it is, the average amount of time that a person that any and every animal takes to go to the bathroom, mouse to elephant, human to bear, and whatever it is, you compare them on average, 12 seconds to take a shit. 12 seconds is all it really takes. Granted, that's it. That's when you're when you're taking a healthy poo. That's about how long it's going to take for you to be finished, where your body sits there and everything's done. And they studied not every, but a lot of different animals, and they figured size would be a big factor in it. Not at all.
Wow.
No matter what it is, all of our systems work the same.
I like it, man.
So do I.
It makes everything fair, Like let's be honest, shitting is a wonderful feeling. Like
Better out than in.
Oh, I imagine that's true. I'm not going to argue that point. I would bet you're right on that. Let's see
Well,
what else we got.
I mean, you were saying that one of the reasons you were in the hospital was
dehydration.
Which led to some constipation, which is
it sucks.
Yes.
I've never dealt with it.
No,
Terrible.
but
remember that story I told on here a little while ago?
Yes.
About how I had to stick my finger at my butt and break up a poo.
Yep.
I've now figured out stool softener.
Yes.
So I'll never do that again.
No.
Never.
No.
Like, I learned my lesson. So thank God that I learned, man. But at the time, it made sense. I didn't realize that you took stool softeners otherwise. Okay, look, we got 2 more of these monthlies I'm going to do. Then we'll come back with our weeklies and dailies. This is National Candy Month. Brent, do you have a favorite candy?
Yeah. I think for some reason I've just always had a love affair for like the Snickers bar.
Snickers delicious.
Yes.
Do you like the Snicker offshoots like Snicker squared or Snicker peanut butter?
Any Snickers because it's got the caramel, it's got the nuts, it's got the chocolate. You throw some extra peanut butter in there, sure, I'll take it. It's all good. I love all those things. When they came out with the Take 5 bar, I became a very fan of that because that is just really a perfect combination of all the salty, sweet wonderfulness that you look for.
The pretzel, it's delicious.
Mm-hmm.
I vacillate between my favorites.
Yes.
Right now, I'm going to say that my favorite is the gummy colas. I love a gummy cola, man. Like
gummies,
chewing up that gummy cola, delicious. Okay, potty training awareness month. I just wanted to give a sad note to Kathy Griffin. I guess don't shit where you eat. I guess if you don't want to lose your work, like don't hold up bloody pictures of our
because she got fired today, correct?
Squatty Potty dropped her as a spokesperson. I mean, I know she also lost her CNN job, which is probably more prestigious. I think the Squatty Potty she was putting more effort into for the very simple fact that she only has to work 1 fucking day a year for CNN. Right. More people probably watch that, but she probably made a lot more on the Squatty Potty. So I'm sorry to see that happen to you. Look, you're a talentless hag, but you shouldn't be in trouble for trying to tell what you think is a joke. I just went black there, so I think we're actually black on our feed right now.
No. No.
Okay.
No, I see it here on the feed here. We're okay.
What is our timing on our video? Just so I can go back and check that later.
27 and change, 27:40.
Great. So I'll check it at 27. I'm sure that I fucked up somehow. Didn't plug something in right. All right, we got some weekly holidays and some dailies, and we're gonna go to our break, and we're gonna come back on the other side of those. You guys saw what that bowl looked like before. But when it comes back on the other side, there's not going to be anything left in it because I got 2 whole minutes.
Once again, I am so fortunate co-hosting with me the owner of Hidden Streets of London, wall broker and urban art promoter, Danny Wood.
What's up, Ho? How's it going? It's good to be back.
Based artist exercising the power of words, sharing with the world motivational and inspirational messages, a writer doing time in Hollywood. Wordsmith!
Hey.
LA-based artist working on an international stage to spread positive messages paired with zany imagery. Meg Zany!
Getting read on a daily basis all over the world, and for any writer that's just living the dream.
So this, of course,
I'm putting up words that mean something to me, and the fact that they are resonating with so many people,
makes
or just
you
with
just
the
build
masses.
you. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I actually thought superheroes did street art.
Zany Miss Zany. What's your deal?
Wow. I left the corporate world. I was there for 8 years, and I just was kind of like, fuck it, I don't want to be there anymore. Quit being a jerk to myself, basically, and
don't be a dick.
Famous British red postbox, right? Now I'm guessing there's no permission given there.
No.
So part to do with like the monarch in terms of Elizabeth. So maybe that means she's a fan of street art. I don't know. Shouts to Liz, our queen.
Yeah.
How do you do the wave?
No, it's
you
like
know how to do the wave.
Wrist, elbow, elbow.
I don't know. I got no idea.
You don't know how to do the wave?
Fuck would I?
Great to see artists from a city so noted for its creativity coming all the way to London to brighten up a rather dull summer. How cool is that? Like Shakespeare says, words, words, words.
Yeah.
All right. Hey there, party people. We're back here on Grand Theft Audio. I want to thank Patrick and Eamon for guys chiming in. Patrick, thanks for sharing the video, and I really appreciate it, guys. It helps get the word out. So you also just saw a commercial for one of the other fine shows here on Zena.tv that is called The Poe Show, and we get to meet different artists and different musicians all the time because of that, and getting to work it. And we think you guys should tune into it. It is live Mondays at 1 p.m. here on Zena.tv.
It's a fun show.
So check it out. All right, we got some weekly holidays. This is the 1st of June, so that brings us Milk Week. Milk.
It does a body good.
Yeah, I used to love those commercials. Like, it's okay, like, you can say that I'm a piece of shit, but I'm drinking milk, and I'm going to come back, and my bones are going to get real big, and I'm going to fuck you up. The implication was that someday I'm going to be this shit, and I'm going to come back and tear you apart.
Well, for the longest time, the milk mustache ad was kind of a big thing to be able to put on your resume. I haven't really seen that in quite some time.
True. Been a while since that's been something that's been around. Let's see what else we got. We've got National Headache Awareness Week. Have you been a sufferer of headaches ever in your life?
The few times that I recall them, I remember the very first time I had a migraine, and I had heard about them and never experienced one. The very first time I did, I was just like, it truly is debilitating. And if you're a person who suffers from them chronically, I just cannot imagine, because you actually physically feel nauseous. There's nothing at all good. I mean, I remember just kind of covering my head with my pillow to cover my eyes to keep it as dark as possible, and just praying that sleep would come at some point. So.
Yeah, it looks pretty brutal, man.
Yeah.
I'm very glad that I have not had that problem. I've had a migraine. I mean, everybody's had
them at some point. Sure.
But my wife suffers from them, and boy, that's just terrible. Let's see, there's also National Sun Safety Week. Make sure to, we're here at the beginning of June. Now, even though it's not that hot here in Los Angeles, it was actually one of the mildest Memorial Days I can remember in my life, with how little sun there was actually out there. But this is a bad time to get burnt. You can get burned out there real easy. So squirt that shit all over yourself. Just lay back and go, and then just rub it in. Oh man, it's good stuff. Do you have a favorite SPF?
No.
You don't?
No, do you?
Yeah. 30.
30?
SPF 30.
Is that style, that
SPF
creaminess?
30. That's the good stuff, man. Keep you fresh for 30 minutes in the sun. Do you know how the SPF rating works?
Yes.
Okay, how's it work?
The number is the number of minutes that you can be during the highest index of the day.
That's right. I don't think most people realize that. So when you put on SPF like 50, that means you're supposed to get 50 minutes out there before you have to on again.
Before you potentially burn, yes.
Yeah, it doesn't protect you all day. Like if you put on SPF 10, just put it on again in a minute, because like it doesn't. That's nothing. Like you may as well just be rubbing water on yourself or something, trying to amplify it. You're gonna get skin cancer, you dummies. So put on an SPF rating that's high enough. Damn, I don't know what else to tell you, people. This is very sad. Pet Appreciation Week. I know we've covered our favorite pets.
Yep.
We talked about your favorite cat.
Every month there's something with pets, so it is what it is.
Good job, guys. My cat's Pippi and Annika. You know I like you. Okay, let's see. What do we have bringing us this week? Tomorrow is Heimlich Maneuver Day. Brant, could you actually pull off the Heimlich maneuver?
I believe that I could.
Do you think that's because you're a server? Like, do you ever get classes on, like, hey, here's what you do in the busy restaurant?
No.
Because I've seen it in movies and stuff, but I don't think I could actually do it. I think I'd hurt somebody. I think I'd break their ribs. I think I would...
well, if you're doing it right, you're going to get just kind of underneath the ribs so that you're forcing the air to kind of... Yeah. And you know what? I guarantee you the person would much rather have a broken rib than be dead.
Broken rib than dead? Yes. I don't know, man. What if I break the ribs and like I crush it into their lungs and then I make them take a deep breath?
Well, you may wind up going to prison for involuntary manslaughter.
I don't want to do that. So look, if you are choking around me, you're probably going to die. I'm just going to pretend that I'm Russian and that I'm colluding with Trump to keep you down. That's what I'm going to do. National Dare Day. Brant, what is the dumbest dare you've ever accepted and did?
God, I don't know. But it's a great question. I wish I'd had a little more time to think about it.
Sure. The dumbest dare.
The dumbest dare. I don't know.
Sure, it's a rough one. It's a rough question.
Because I wasn't one to take dares very often.
Were you more of a darer than a daree?
No.
Or a derriere?
Good one.
Thanks.
I don't know. In truth or dare, I always would prefer the truth to have to answer to the truth than
that could be a big dare as well, to tell the truth. Telling the truth is as big of a scary thing as the dare many times.
Usually is, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know. What about you? What's the dumbest dare
dare that I ever said I would do? Probably like that I could do X amount of like water drops in a certain amount of time. I remember saying I could do like 3 water drops, which was when at school we would go to the 3rd floor and we would drop cups of water onto like freshmen from up there, and if you were lucky, about 3 seconds after you'd hear a ah, because it actually hit somebody as opposed to just a and I thought I could get away with doing more of them in a smaller amount of time.
Because I remember you taking on more dares than I do.
Oh, sure, man.
One in particular.
I've been a dare that I will not try.
I remember one in particular. You'd gotten yourself a 6-pack of the Hawaiian Punch fruit punch.
Under a minute, right?
Yes, that you had to drink all 6 in under a minute, and you just went through and powered through it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's. I love the guzzle feeling of Hawaiian Punch going down your throat. It's wonderful. Like, it's just diabetes coming right into you. Terrible. It's also National Go Barefoot Day. I'm going barefoot.
Yes and no. I mean, I do. What's that for?
I'm giving the fingers because I think I just went black again. So,
okay.
Whenever I come back on, we'll see if I come back in.
37 minutes.
37? So maybe it happens every 10 minutes. 37
maybe.
Minutes. Hey, we're at 37 minutes. That means we must be ready to go to a commercial break.
Yes, we are definitely close.
Oh, man. So should we go to our commercial break? And I want to go to the camera one more time and show them that I finished this bowl on the last one. When we get a close-up of it, then we'll go to our commercial break. Brett, are we going to learn about some Z420 programming this time by chance? Just because we're on the new network?
You're absolutely right. I hadn't thought about doing
let's
that.
do that, and we'll also take this this solo shot of this empty bowl.
Sure. Go ahead and take. Why don't you? I'm gonna play some music in the background as you take it up there, and we'll go to our logo in just a second here. There it is, empty, and it'll be full and empty again shortly.
We made it, Cannabis Cup. As you can see, they've taken really good care of this building and prepared for our arrival properly. Many fucks have been given. This right here is using wax. This is actually something that my grandparents loved, something that relaxes them. Oh my God, that smells amazing.
We're letting you pick out your buds that we're going to be hanging here today. We don't even bother entering because it's too good.
You guys, I found some Oompa Loompas. Yes. How do you know how much to dab?
That's an interesting question. Definitely recommend starting off small.
This right here is our Kabuki collab. These are all similar in price, I believe.
Free the weed, free the weed, free the weed, yeah, free the weed.
Alright, you guys, honestly, we have to get the hell out of here. We have inhaled so much secondhand smoke. We may have inhaled some firsthand smoke. We've definitely had some edible snacks. This was amazing.
All right, we are back here on Grand Theft Audio.
I'm Jake Belcher.
And I'm Brant Thoman.
And we just have some proof that we filled that up again. And what shot is that on?
That was on that one you were just showing it to.
Great. Yeah, sure. That's not good. All right.
No. I think we have only one good shot of you. I mean, if you look here and here. So there.
Yeah, we didn't care. We only set one camera.
We only need the one camera. We've got nobody else.
What did we call today's episode?
You know what? I got to go back and look at it. It was what was it? It's not showing me the name here.
Oh, it's not. That's too bad, man. Today's episode, I decided to call it Grand Theft Audio with special guests. No one, you ungrateful pieces of crap.
That's I think what it was.
Yeah, we have huge guests on here all the time, and who gives a shit? So this is just us today. This is Brant. This is Jake here on Zeno.tv, on Z420.tv, on Grand Theft Audio. Zeno.tv, the name that will stand the test of time. And we appreciate you guys tuning in as always.
We certainly do. Thank you for giving us your time.
Let's see what else we got going on this week. This is Oscar the Grouch Day and Superman's birthday. Which has more importance to you?
That's a good one. I think Superman.
Superman?
Yes.
It is his birthday, so that's pretty important. But this is Oscar the Grouch Day.
Sure.
Where you're all supposed to think about all the... Yeah, you're right. Oscar the Grouch is kind of garbage. No,
yes.
He is garbage.
He lives
He's
in
literal garbage.
He is a garbage monster.
It's sad that we have to celebrate a creature that is literal garbage with the greatest creature in the face of the universe on the same day. Like, you know how... Are you familiar with yin and yang and how they go together? Like, this is the yin and yang of life. And one of these yings says garbage gets celebrated as the same day as the yang is the greatest creature in the history of our universe. I'm not sure what to think about that day. Here's a ridiculous one. The second brings us yell fudge at a cobra day. Hey, Brant, if a cobra is coming at you, what will you yell at it?
What kind of cobra? As in, like, the evil terrorist organization bent on ruling the world?
It may be.
Then I'd have
Cobra Kai.
Or Cobra Kai. See the Cobra Kai dojo. I would yell fudge at them.
Yes. Or it could be a literal cobra who comes at you.
I would definitely be yelling something that sounded like fudge, but at least the first two letters would, as I ran from it dramatically.
Yeah. Funny cobra!
Yeah.
Get away from me, funny cobra! You, fudge sickle cobra! What do you mean, man? Fugitive cobra?
Fugitive, yes, that's what I was thinking.
I can't think of any other words that start F-U that think people would think about when they saw a cobra. I think you're making this shit up, man. How about horseradish days? Do you like horseradish? Or do you think that it ruins food that it gets on?
No,
How many items does horseradish good on? If it's only good on one item, then is it really good?
Horseradish in mashed potatoes is quite nice because with a creamy mashed potato, it adds just that little bit of heat and tang that's really quite pleasant.
Heat and tang.
Yes. It's traditionally served with a lot of beef dishes, especially something like prime rib.
Sure, that's all I can think that it's good with is prime rib. Prime rib sandwich, prime rib.
Sure, any kind of prime rib product. Like I say, yeah, exactly, a sandwich. So it's usable in different areas.
It's yummy.
For sure, indeed.
But on its own, man, it's pretty much unpleasant stuff.
Yes.
I rarely am like, oh, they added a horseradish to this. What a great plan that was. How about it's Mike the Headless Chicken Day. How have you been celebrating Mike the Headless Chicken previously?
I didn't know he had his own day.
I didn't either. So, like, how have you been celebrating him just in general previously? Like, most people spread it out through the year. Every day is a little bit of let's set aside like 4/19 to celebrate Mike the Headless Chicken. But no, that's been a mistake, people. He has his own day, and for you people to have been wasting part of your every day so far, making sure that he feels celebrated and worthwhile, I don't know how to tell you this, but it's been a goddamn waste of your time. That's pretty much as basic as it gets.
June 2nd and 3rd brings us Mike the Headless Chicken Festival days in Frutia, Colorado.
Frutia?
Yes.
I didn't know that's how far it is.
Celebrate the 19th annual Mike the Headless Chicken Festival, June 2nd and 3rd in Frutia, Colorado. Mike the Headless Chicken is Colorado to the core. This festival is dedicated to the amazing story of one chicken's will to live. Events such as a 5K run, disc golf tournament, wing peep eating contest, live music, delicious food, and artisan booths make this a weekend to remember.
I don't want to be alarming, but it is now 6:47, and the screen went black again.
So I guess every 10 minutes we're going to get some kind of...
27, 37, 47, we've gone black. Not good.
No.
I don't know exactly what's happening here. But I guess that also means we're kind of running out of time, which sucks, man, because there's so many great things. This is Wonder Woman Day coming up.
That's right.
The celebration and the release of the movie. I'm interested.
Sure, as am I, and even more so since I'm now hearing more and more positive reviews from both, fans and critics.
That's good. I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we got this week. National Moonshine Day. I would love to have celebrated that before, but I don't know. It just seems like it's such destructive. The idea of taking in something that is so much more powerful than just regular alcohol. Because regular alcohol is not good enough for you. It's like the crack version of alcohol in some ways. It's just super fried, super amped up, and way too much for me. Russian Language Day will be celebrated next Tuesday.
Russian Language Day?
Yeah, Trumpowski or something. We'll
sure.
Exactly what that means. Okay, look, here at the end of the show, I'm going to say you guys have a week now to go find good reporters who are telling you the truth, okay? So, I want you to go out and learn about Mike Cernovich and David Seaman and Tim Pool, and I want you to learn about Stephen Molyneux and Gavin McInnes, and start reading some of these reports and see what these people are saying is happening in the world. Don't believe CNN and don't just believe MSNBC. So go try to find some independent journalism, and we've gone black again. But go try to find some independent journalism, guys, and check those people out. Cernovich, number 1, superpower. How about you, Brent? You got anything to tell people to spend their time on this week?
Not that I can really think of off the top of my head. You know what? I'm never ready for the end of the show.
Yeah.
And every other host that ever is here, they talk about how it's just it comes too quickly.
It does come very fast.
The 50 minutes that were allotted does fly by tremendously fast. So when it's time to start thinking about, what am I going to talk about that I should pimp out for the week?
Sure.
Got nothing.
Sure. I guess we always like to pimp out our next live show at the Whiskey. We don't know what the theme is yet. They usually announce it on Thursday, so usually a day too late for us, unless they have the live show. But we had no show this week.
Right.
So it's a mystery. But you can come out live to the Whiskey next Tuesday at 9 p.m. and catch a pre-show.
You know what? I know that originally, before we had the Cornell, we were supposed to do a show.
You're right.
So that they might have just postponed it, but they also had something else in mind that they did not announce, but they said they were going to have something big after the duets one. So maybe they're skipping duets because of the Cornell tribute, and we're going to go straight into what it will
I hope it's not duets. It sounds a little
fruity.
Fruity.
Fruitia.
Yeah. Fruitia. Do you remember that show, Three's Company?
Yes.
Mr. Furley.
Mr. Furley, always, yes.
I remember in 5th grade or somewhere around there, someone saying, "Hey, if you can do that thing with your hand, that means you're gay." And all of us stood around on the playground, because Brett and I have known each other since 5th grade. A really long time. And we all stood around on the playground I can't How do you make that? I can't do it, so I'm obviously not gay. Then we'd all turn around and we'd be like, I'm fucking gay, man. I'm gonna have to start sucking dick now because I can make this little hand symbol. At least that's why I started.
Well, wait a second. In 5th grade, were you really thinking that you were going to have to start sucking dick right there in 5th grade? Did you even know that that's what women did at that point?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was a very worldly.
Apparently, you had gotten a good amount of pornography into your system even by then.
When your mom has as many boyfriends come over with their porn collections as my mother did.
But those are VHS. Those are big collections.
No. They would bring over boxes of magazines.
Oh, okay.
And for some reason, it was like my outside clubhouse was the place to hide them.
Sure.
I mean, did they not realize that that's where the kids are? Look, when I think about it, oh man, and when I think about it, like I think I need a week's off to come to grips with this man. Actually,
some extra scrubbing in the shower later.
Yeah, man.
All right.
It's bad. It's bad. It's bad, people.
Well, it's time to go.
No, it is bad.